All right, hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakahakwadash. Double orders due to the apostles, Slaki, the bishops, the elders, the great millstone, and peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect. All right, so brother Yeshaya back at you with another video, and this one is going to be about obedience. This whole thing, our walks, everything that has transpired in between, um, the wilderness, okay, of Zen after he delivered us out of Babylon the Great, Slakia. Yeah, after the Lord delivered us out of not Babylon the Great, Egypt, but this current Babylon the Great is going to be likened to the second Exodus out of Egypt, okay? So, and we were walking in the wilderness of sin, man. Okay, that was when we didn't have the Lord. Okay, 3 days and a half when the Lord wasn't really dealing with us like that, right? And then various captivities, but moreover, I'm just focusing on this Exodus out of Egypt, this current Egypt, which is Babylon the Great, aka America. And the Psalms 95 is going to touch on it, how it's so important, how the Lord really wants us to be obedient and learn from the past mistakes and the past lessons, okay, that we had to learn. All right. And we have the record of the books right in front of us, man. Okay. All we got to do is open it up and go back, in time, so to say, and really absorb what's going down. And the elect are doing that, okay, to the best of their ability. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get Psalms 95 and 6. Oh, come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Lord, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai power, for he was our power. Shammai, listen, Yasharala, Israel, Yahweh, our power, Yahweh, Allahayanawa, our power, Yahweh, Achad is one. Okay, so we know that there's only one power, and we know his name and his son's name. For he is our power, and we are the people of his pasture, and the sheep of his hand. Today, if you will hear his voice, harden not your heart as in the provocation, and as in the day of temptation in the wilderness. Okay, and there you go. So we were really just trying to get it back, get it right on this go around. Okay, just as Yahushua, he had to learn obedience. Okay, to redeem us back to the Father through his blood. Okay, the resurrection. Okay, which was basically a symbol of us what we will go through if what will happen to us, because it said that when we meet him, we'll be just like him. So that means what? We are doing things on a lower level, okay? Definitely a lower level that Yahushua did when he walked the earth. All right. And we the Lord, he did it perfect the next go around. Okay, but we started out with, cars against us. Okay, whenever the Lord, decided to wake us up, that's how many years, okay, we were in the hole. All right, as far as wickedness. But when we woke up, okay, the Lord said, hey, once you know, all right, that's when you gotta really begin to step into this thing and dedicate yourself, and begin to take yourself out of this world by what? Following the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. Obviously, we can't do them all, but we can follow the ones that we can. Okay, we can go without eating pork. Okay, obviously eating pork. They sneaking into everything. You can go without getting lineups and shape ups. You can go without committing adultery. Okay, these are easy, man. But when you first come in, okay, you got to learn your house shot, and then the ways of your house shot, which is he is the volume of the book. All right, you will naturally just ease into it. Okay, when your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my work. 40 years long was I grieved with this generation, and said, it is a people that do err in their heart, and they have not known my ways. Unto whom I swear in my wrath that they should not enter into my rest. So, hey, that's the repercussions of, our wrongdoings, man. All right. And the elect, are tired of repeating this same damn, cycle. Okay. But if it was up to our people, that's why they got to be taken out the way. If it was up to our people, all right, we'll just keep going around in circles in the wilderness, man. Okay. 40 years when it should took what? A couple weeks, a month to get to get to, where we needed to go. All right, just shout out, looking crazy, man. 1 Samuel 15 and 22. And Samuel said, hath the Lord Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord Yahweh? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. Okay, and this was that was a precursor, and the Lord introducing us to him taking away the law of sacrifice, because with the law of sacrifice, you can be ingenuine with it. Okay, you can be disingenuous with it. Like, niggas was purchasing turtle doves, just to go and commit adultery or do something, just to make a little bullshit offering just so they can do whatever they want. But the Lord took that away by what? Sending his only begotten son. Okay, the perfect sacrifice. Okay, and we don't have to do sacrifices, animal sacrifices no more, but we still put up what? Oblations, incense. Okay. A sacrifice. All right. We give our bodies as living sacrifices when we go out on the highways and the byways, when we're doing these videos, when we're reading, when we're, tapped in with the brotherhood. Okay. So yeah, for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. Okay. And hey, that's what, Saul, that nigga, was responsible for doing. For rebellion is that a sin of witchcraft, and the Lord does not suffer a wish to live. And stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry, because thou hast rejected the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he's also rejected thee from being king. So just imagine Saul's words when he heard that, man. I know his heart dropped out of his fucking chest, as it should. So this is the book of John, chapter 14 and verse 15. And it reads, if you love me, keep my commandments. Simply put. Okay. And that is love. All right. I was watching videos today, and one of Deacon Hakaz's, this was an older video that the GMS Dallas brothers had uploaded. One of the flunkies of Deacon Hakaz, I believe, came up and just was totally, out of order at camp. Man, it was ugly. Okay. But hey, these niggas, man. And, the brothers asked him, what is love? Cause he was saying out of his mouth, oh, I love y'all brothers. I love the brothers, man. Well, you were obviously disrespecting them. They told you to move out of the way of the camera. You didn't want to do that. Like you were just, you got to show love. All right. Like the Lord says, it be them that honor me with their mouth, but their heart is far away from me. Right. John 14 and 15. If you love me, keep my commandments, and I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but you know him. For he dwelleth with you, and ye shall be in you. So the Lord is with us, man. And that's why we have an certain zeal, or a certain calling, or I don't know, just to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, man. These people don't care about the Lord, man. I here smoking cigarettes and doing all type of shit, eating shit that you shouldn't eat from the seas, and then you seeing the recompense in your body. All right, ended up in hospitals talking about some seafood boils and shit, man. Niggas eating Takis and Doritos and shit. Man, we need to cut this shit out, man. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High, and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every single thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So fear the Lord and keep his commandments. This is the whole duty of man. This is the whole reason why we were created, okay, to serve the Lord. Let's get that NLT. That's the whole story. Here now is my final conclusion. Fear God and obey his commands, for this is everyone's duty. Okay, so obey. That's that word, obey. All right. And not that damn, what's that shit called? That seafood seasoning? Old Bay. I forgot what it's called. Old Bay. Yeah. I'm not saying Old Bay, niggas, for niggas that's listening. It's just a joke. Proverbs 7:1. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. So keep the commandments and live, man. Obey. Okay. Verse 2 in the and when it says keep, that's usually synonymous with obey, right? Proverbs 7:2, obey my commands and live. Guard my instructions as you guard your own lives, right? So there you go, man. All right. As you guard your own lives, which you, if you do the commandments, right, you will live. But we're this was going into, the first law, all right, the first covenant, okay, which was, a glimpse of things to come, all right, because it says what the law was our schoolmaster, okay. That's why Deuteronomy 28:1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh your power, to observe and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all the nations. Okay, so he said if we was to obey his word, he would set us on high above all the nations. And it goes down to, these curses blessings overtake thee. 2, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power. Now let's read down to about verse 14, because it's going to go into 15. All right. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And like I said, the keeping and the word is usually synonymous with obey. So 28:15. But if you refuse to listen to the Lord your power and do not obey all the commandments and decrees I am giving you today, all these curses will come and overwhelm you. And that's exactly the predicament that we're currently in now. We're in the last stages of it, but for the most part, the Lord hasn't come back yet, so we're still in it. Okay, that's why nothing can prosper on this side. Baruch 4:6, ye were sold to the nations not for your destruction, but because you moved Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah to wrath, that ye were delivered unto the enemy. So we got our ass handed to us. Our ass handed to us. Shit. Man, this is thousands of years, man. Captivity after captivity. All right. And this final captivity, which was meant, all right, for us to stand on our feet as you go to the book of Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, all right, in the valley of dry bones, all right, which is America or Babylon the Great. Okay, the elect will stand on their feet, all right, and get the sinews, get, basically a body, all right, which is basically synonymous with, interchangeable with a garment, okay. And what are we doing? We're keeping our garments on this side. When the Lord woke us up, we're doing the best of our ability to keep our garment clean, man, okay. And what is it? Obeying. All right, obeying the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. All right. For you provoked him that made you by sacrifices unto devils and not to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. You have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. So the Lord always goes back to that exodus out of Egypt. Okay. And this second exodus, okay, the elect are gonna get it right on the second go around. Now, I don't know, if it's speculation, but the elect have always been elect. So none of the elect died in the fire. I mean, in the woods. That's lucky. in the first death. Okay, none of the elect died in the waters. Okay, the last one was Methuselah, I think, and he died right before the flood. So it was. I gotta fact check it, but yeah. So hey, man, this is a beautiful book, man. That's all I gotta say. But yeah. Proverbs, and I think I mentioned something about this. Let me go back. Proverbs 6:20. My son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother. Right. So this could be talking about, your earthly father and mother, because we have to, what it says, to honor thy mother and thy father, because the Lord did choose them to bear us on the earth. Okay, but at the same time, the father could be likened to, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and then what? The law is the mother. Okay, like it says, the law was our school teacher, right? I just thought of that. I don't know how true that is, but hey, just going through the spirit, and I speak as a man. Hebrews 5 and verse 8. And it reads, though he were a son, yet learned he obedience by the things which he suffered. And being made perfect, he became the author of eternal salvation unto all them that obey him. See? That obey him, man. All right. So we got to obey Yahweh, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. What it says, kiss the Son. Kiss the Son, Psalms 2 and 12. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. And also, I will send my angel before the way. Well, let's see this if it comes up. Damn. Uh, Actually, let me get it up on here. Because the Lord always had Yahweh Shah set up to be, basically over us, okay, in the spirit. And we have to go through Yahweh Shah to get to Yahweh. It's always been like that, okay? The Father, the Son, okay, us, all right, man, woman, and children, in that order. All right. Let's see, hearken unto my angel. Lest ye nah, that was just hearken to my angel, KJV. Let's see if this comes up. Yep. Exodus 23. Exodus 23 and 20. Behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Okay, so Yahweh Shah was always set up as the high priest. All right, so this was before he was, he was with us the whole time in that chariot. Okay, fire at night and a pillar, a cloud by day. All right, he shut off the lights to the heathen. Okay, and then basically and to the ones that was he shut off the lights and gave us a light. Okay, but if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies and an adversary unto thine adversaries. For mine angel shall go before thee and bring thee unto the Amorites and the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Canaanites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off. All right. So there you go, man. All right. So let's see if I had one more, man. Thought I did. If not, I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, we can go back to Hebrews. I'm gonna read down to 14, and I got one more after that. Hebrews 5 and verse 8. Yeah. And being made perfect, he became the author of eternal salvation unto all them that obey him. Called on Yahweh, and high priest after the. All right, so yeah, called on Yahweh and high priest after the order of Melchizedek, of whom we have many things to say and hard to be uttered, seeing you are dull of hearing. For when for the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and are become such as you have need milk and not a strong meat. So that's basically going into the whole thing of obedience, man, and introducing the the ones that are uncircumcision, okay, you know, to Yahushua, okay, and then through that relationship and getting to know Yahushua and kissing the Son, that's when the Lord will put the Spirit on you to follow the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. And I'm talking about the major ones that you don't have to do. Okay, if you're a woman, you got a man, don't step out on him. If you're a man and you you dealing with a chick, ask if she got a man, ask if she's married, and, you know, pray through the spirit that she's not lying. Okay. And yeah, man, you know, we're all working this thing out, but Yahushua, he got it right the second time. Well, he got it right, you know, the second go around. Okay, being that quick in his spirit. All right, he did he got right what Adam did. And yeah, also he paid for his sins for Solomon too. All right, and that's what we're doing right here on this side as well. But also we're, you know, hey, working to learn that obedience, man. Okay. So Lord willing, that was edifying. I want to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rekah HaKodash. Double honors due to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings.